Welcome to the Silent Front. As usual, our podcast is about women's stories, but today, especially, we will talk about women crossing borders, but not only geographical ones, but also cultural, professional, and internal borders. My guest today is my dear friend, Farah Assaf. I'm so happy that you are here now with me because I think that you are one of the smartest women that I know.
Thank you.
And what is most important for me is that you are most kind-hearted woman. And we come from different backgrounds. Like I'm from Georgia, you're from Jordan. But I think that we share the same question about what it means to be a woman far from home. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And my first question to you will be, so we are today in Vienna. So if someone met you today here, what would you tell them about you?
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, I would tell them that I came here to Vienna to study my master's degree, which is like a long dream of mine that I had in the back of my mind. And I also come from Jordan. And also where I come from is also, it's not that simple. Where I come from, we don't just say I come from Jordan. Because I come from an interesting part of the world, like in the Middle East, especially the Levant area. And this area has seen so much good and bad things, especially in the most modern history.
Yeah.
And so my family originally actually comes from Palestine. And they have refuged many years ago. My father was born in Palestine, but he refuged when he was a baby. Yeah. And my mother was born in Jordan, but her family were also refugees from Palestine. And so we have to keep that root alive. So whenever someone asks me where you're from, I kind of have this obligation of saying that where I come from.
Yeah, especially in times like this, today. Yeah,
yes.
Of course.
And also coming to Vienna had made me 10 times more obligated to because I feel like I came as an ambassador here to represent the people that come from where I come from and share that history. And so I have to be even more vocal about it.
Yeah. And you are actually, because when I was asking you about yourself, you're always mentioning that, in Jordan or I'm from Palestine. And I think that is really important because, of course, for me too, as I come from Georgia and not a lot of people know about the country, I'm always kind of obligated to tell them the history, that we have really long history and so on. And I think that this fact was also really important for me when we got closer as friends, that you had kind of the same values and also the family thing, right? So
Definitely.
We both have the big families, and I think that huge part of ourselves are our families and their members.
That's true.
And I want to know more about your childhood, for example. As I know, you are raised in a household where are a lot of women. You have
true.
Sisters and really strong-minded mother.
Yes.
Who always kind of motivated you, right?
Yes. Oh, okay. So I come from a family where the dynamic is not the usual dynamic, especially from a more Eastern kind of a family. So my dad is more of the chill one. He's very supportive. And my mom is actually the one who's more very pushing. And she's the one who's you have to, when I was a kid, she always said, you have to not rely on anyone. You have to push yourself. You have to be the best. And I'm very grateful for that because it had made me very ambitious. And it got me to where I am today. And I'm proud of where I am today. And I do own it to both of my parents and also the support of my sisters who are also very ambitious. I have a sister who's doing her PhD and in the US, and I have a sister who's an industrial engineer, and she's great at her work. And I'm very proud of especially the women in my family, and also my father, who is very supportive of creating this warm environment for us to thrive in.
Oh, that's so amazing. Because kind of the same situation is at my home, because I come from a really traditional country too. We have our customs, old history, as I said. And some people are maybe as a woman, you should be like this. But for me, it was never like that because my parents or even grandparents used to tell me that as human being, you should be nice to other people. You should be polite and not because you are a woman. Just as a human being, we all should be good people and try our best.
I do feel like you are like that, actually.
Oh, thank
this is
you.
One of the
You
reasons
too.
like we're good friends. Yeah.
Oh, it was a little friendship chat now, but yeah, I think that it's really important, and I can see that in you, how you communicate with people and so on. And also, I wanted to ask, so you said that it was your dream to move here in Vienna, because why? What was the thing? What happened one day that you decided that Vienna was the place?
Yeah, I always had the dream of like doing I wanted to have this international experience because I felt as a person, there was like a ceiling that I hit. And I felt like there is an experience that I'm missing, and it's gonna really make me grow personally, character, and maybe even to get to know myself more. And so I always like knew since I was a kid that I wanted to have this international experience. Ideally, like maybe temporarily, like just to feel like what other people think and see for myself and be independent and so Vienna, I decided to come to Vienna because like a few years ago, actually, I had a job offer here, and I had to be like, come to the company. And before I signed, I told the company I would be more comfortable if I come and visit the city, and before like I dropped everything.
Smart
and
girl.
Thank you.
Smart thinking.
And so I came and I fell in love with the city. It was different from what I expected. I always like thought, oh, Western country, they're going to be like very fast paced, very like cosmopolitan. And it's kind of true. Like Vienna is a melting pot of like, and there's a lot of diversity in it. So there is truth to that. But it wasn't to that extent. It still feels like warm, small, and kind of a slow. Actually, I was very surprised. It has a very slow pace of living, and I kind of like appreciate that.
Yeah, sure.
And so on. And yeah, when I went there like a few years ago, I took like a tour around the city, and I came across the University of Vienna. I was like, this is kind of calling me. Like I felt like there was a connection.
Like, sure.
And I had it in the back of my mind, like I'm gonna come back here. And then I got sucked into work like years and years. And I was like, okay, like it's now or never. I have been pushing like this master's degree for like many years. Like, so I did like last year, like last March, I've decided to like finally do this experience. And honestly, like no regrets. It has been nothing but a wonderful experience. I've met so many wonderful people, and I got to know myself so much better.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was same for me too, because I was in Vienna a few years ago. I think more than 7-8 years ago, and I bought a hoodie, red one, and there is written University of Wien Uni.
I swear.
So I just bought it because I love the hoodie, and then I saw what is written there, and it was like, oh, it is one of the old universities in Europe or wherever, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And then I researched it and I loved it. And I don't regret at all. And I'm so happy and lucky that I had to experience this because Vienna is so international. I don't think a lot of people know that because life here is so easy for me now because there are a lot of people from other countries and you don't feel like an outsider or something. And I love our uni for that. Actually, it is hard to say now because we are in the final exam period and it is hard to say that we love uni. But but yeah, we do because we met, I think that a lot of amazing people from around the world and gathered the information. And I think that it is the most important when you go abroad for studying, study university materials. It's like great, but I think that this human experience is the most important.
For me, I think I value it even more. Like if you drop everything and to like move and uproot yourself to another city, you have to take advantage of the experience. So for example, I was very shy and introverted, but when I came here, I think there's still like, I am still shy, but when I came here, I felt like I own it to myself because I made this so much effort into coming here. and being away from my family, which is the first time that I'm away from them and living on my own.
It must have been hard, of course,
it was very hard at the beginning. But so I felt like I own it to myself and to my growth, that I have to push myself out of my comfort zone. And I felt like I've been a social butterfly, and I have been very, very fortunate. And I feel blessed. Like I met wonderful people like yourself and like our classmates, and also like people from all around Vienna and all around the world even. And I feel like this was a wonderful experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
And do you feel like living home for a woman and a man are different?
What do you mean exactly?
So I mean that, for example, when a man is going abroad to study, to work, wherever, is it different for also family members emotionally as it is for a woman?
Oh, I think, yeah, probably. I wouldn't speak about the experience of men, but I would like maybe take an educated guess and say, I think it would be different because like the nature of like us women, we're more connected to our families, and we're like being away from them is, I think it takes more of a toll on us.
Yeah, sure.
But also there's on the plus side, I've heard like also from experiences of other women and men, that women, we tend to be more kind toward each other, and we tend to reach out more, and men tend to close up more. And I feel like being an international, like coming as a foreigner in an international city, as a woman, it would be easier for you to find a social group and integrate. Maybe as a man, it would be because other men, I wouldn't like open up as easily. Sure. This is like what I've heard. But I can't say for their experience, but
yeah, I totally agree, because I think that female friendships are really important, and we make each other stronger, I think. And yeah, it's crucial for me. Every day I survive because of these friendships. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that. And also I wanted to ask, so living abroad and living here, did you explore something new in yourself?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It has sharpened some things that I liked about myself. And also it like brought forward things I didn't know about myself. And things that I now admire, like of how like I handle things. I'm more independent now. And I feel like because I come from a community where being kind and warm, I mean, I've also been like kind and warm, like more than average in my home country. But I feel like here people are more, I mean, the culture encourages individualism.
Yeah.
And coming from a culture that's kind of different, and also having this trait that's amplified.
Yeah, you do.
Like now, it is something that, I'm actually glad that I'm the way that I am in that regards, and being, trying to be supportive of people and empathetic. And also how do I handle situations, because now you meet different people from different cultures, and everyone have different mindsets.
Yeah.
And you have to like trace your way, like try to find the most elegant way and graceful way to...
And sometimes stand up for yourself, for example,
Definitely.
And defend yourself, because there are situations that needs to be you to be more tough. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. And I have like experienced that, like, and I felt, I'm proud of myself. Like usually I would let things go, but now like I know that, if I let this go, I'm going to regret it. Yes. And I have to be proud of myself to like speak up for myself. And
exactly.
Yeah. And I also feel like there's a unique experience that is like very like, it's a beautiful gift that comes from like going and living abroad on your own, which is the umbrella of anonymity. And like with this, you can like make your own choices without the pressure of like no one knows you. And like there's no pressure of like performing. And so, and this now makes you like, okay, now since I have no pressure of making this choice, I know like deep down from my character, why am I choosing to do it or not? And this like was so like eye-opening to me. And made me like know myself much, much more.
Yeah. So now to talk more about your profession. So you're a tech girl, you're a software engineer. So how this happened in your life? Like, why did you choose this field?
Ooh, actually, like coming into this field, first I studied like my bachelor's degree was called Business Information Technology, which is like techie, but also like businessy. So, but it like, it has so much diversity in it. Like you can specialize in business, you can specialize in data science, you can be specialized in software and so on. But I was like just an excited graduate, like out of uni, and I just wanted like any kind of opportunity where I can like experience and like see, like learn skills. And the first opportunity that came was software engineering. And I really enjoyed it. I thought like, because it's like solving a puzzle every day, and you have to like really sharpen your mind, and it's not just doing like automated work.
When I look at you like coding and doing this stuff, I'm looking amazed every time because it's really non-imaginable for me how you handle all this. And how long have you been in this field?
Ooh, like almost 7.5 to 8 years. Like now it's been a while. Like I said, I've like been sucked into the career world, and I don't regret it also. But I also, this is why the reason why I postponed my academic also.
So I think that tech and analytics are often looked at like male-dominated fields. So have you felt that as a woman?
Definitely. Even though like there's a misconception that I think there's a lot of misconception about people from the Middle East or in general, like Muslim or Arab countries, that it's like very patriarchal or very male-dominated. And it does still hold true, but it would be shocking to like other people to know, for example, in Jordan, if I'm not mistaken, we're either one of the highest, if not the highest, percentage of women in management positions. And also we have one of the highest, I think, females in enroll in universities in a higher amount than like men. And this just like shows how educated and also how much the culture and actually supports women and drives them to actually be ambitious and follow like career ambition, academic ambitions. And so this is the misconception that I just want to clear out, that we actually are not very patriarchal, like maybe in some senses, but in like when it comes to career, it is more balanced. But there's a special nuance to tech industry. Tech industry is one of the most, I wouldn't say like one of the most, but it's definitely up there. It is like male dominated. So I wouldn't know if like in my home country, Jordan, if it's more or less. I would say maybe it's more accepting of women, definitely, than maybe in other parts of the world. So I would find more women in the tech industry in Jordan than, but still compared to the other industries, it is still male dominated. And I do feel like as a woman there, you have to always prove yourselves.
Yeah.
And you have to, everything comes with an explanation or justification. You can't just say your opinion. You have to say it in a way that is like, where you don't really cross lines or you don't irritate people, because as a woman, you can
seem tough,
difficult or and so there's a lot of fine lines you have to like make sure like you don't cross, or you have to tread things, and this puts more cognitive effort,
of course,
and not just like the work effort that you actually have to do. This puts more effort in like on women in the workplace.
Yes, of course, because you said it right, that you have to prove your competence more because you're a woman. And if you want to complain about something and you say it directly that I don't like it or something like this, it is considered different than when a man says it. When a man says something really strictly, it's like, oh, he's so professional and he sticks to the... But as a woman, it's like, oh, she's bossy. Or something like this, and she's difficult to work with. Or even when men of course, every person has emotion, right? And when man shows it, it's like, oh, he's so strong because he showed us his vulnerable side. And when a woman does it, it's like, oh, she's too emotional. She can't handle the work. Yeah. She's hysterical.
Too sensitive,
yeah. So
definitely. But I feel like we're heading on the right way because I feel like women support women. And as long as we see more and more women, and luckily I am seeing that, I'm happy. Like, I'm proud of us girls. Like, we're doing better in our careers and we're progressing. And I feel like women support women. And we will see, like, definitely as more women grow in that, they will pull more women also up with them.
One of my favorite film is Shakespeare in Love, and there is a line that Queen Elizabeth said that, oh, I know something about a woman in a man's position. So I think that for me, this line was in my life, I think every day, every hour, because of my mom, because she's in military and she's a soldier. And she even fought in 2008 war when Russia attacked my country. And still now, 20% of my country is occupied by Russia. So yeah, there are women that are fighting with armor and like real life things. They are really struggling every day, and they have to prove. I watched my mom prove herself every day to colleagues that she's worth to her position, and she had to prove that every day, every minute, because she's a woman. But yeah, she did with her blood and sweat. And there are a lot of warriors and soldiers that do this. And I think that they're in military. There are a lot of women in Georgia in military. And I think that in Jordan, there are also a lot of women in military too.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know about like the percentage, but there's definitely a good amount of women in the military as well. And like kudos to them, and also kudos to your mom, because I know like how hard it takes, especially because this is the most stereotypically
men dominated field.
Exactly.
And it's not designed for a woman. And
and the amount of effort that it takes to prove that you belong there, and also to the nuances and everything, have to prove yourself. Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, there are women that are fighting their fights with armor, and there are women that are fighting it without an armor. Yeah. So I think that, what you said, the most important thing is when women support each other, then I think that everything is possible. And as a collective sisterhood or womanhood, we become stronger. And I think that when we are stronger, then our friends, our family members, future our children are mentally healthy and strong. And I think that it is what matters, because I think that women should support each other and not have this. I don't like when there is comparison between women, that when they are being compared to each other, or something like this. Competition and healthy competition is, of course, really good. But when it comes to comparison that, oh, she's more beautiful than she is, or she's smarter, I think that is what lets us down as
it is undermining to women, definitely. I feel like the word is already hard enough, not just for women. I think like
for every person, human being,
very hard. And maybe it is harder for women. So like, let's just be nice to each other.
Yes, exactly.
Like, we already have enough on our plates, and making someone's life a little easier, or giving them support when you can give it, it will definitely come back tenfold back to you. And I really do believe in that. And I do feel like I have been blessed, and we should all just like, not just men or like just women, also like men, just like be nice to each other and like be helpful and supportive.
Because you never know what the other person is going through.
Definitely.
And what is the struggle for that person. So I think that this is important for us to have in mind, that no one knows what the other person is fighting with inside themselves. So I think that that's why we all should be nice and open-minded and just like help each other. And I'm always on the opinion that if you don't have to say anything nice, then don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, there is no need to be mean.
There's absolutely nothing excuses going out of your way to sabotage someone or like ruin their day or anything. Actually, go out of your way to make someone's day and be nice. And because I really do believe like the energy that you put out is the energy you're gonna receive.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree.
Yeah.
And my last question for you will be, so what would you tell a woman who is afraid to step into a space she doesn't feel invited into?
Interesting. That's a very nice question. It depends on the situation. If this situation you feel it is important to you and it's gonna grow you and you're gonna regret like later down the line that you didn't go into it and give it all, your all, just because you were afraid or you felt like people weren't accepting of you. If you feel like you're gonna be looking back at yourself like 5 years down the line or 1 year down the line, and you feel like, oh, I feel so stupid. Like, what stopped me? I'm like, please be brave. Please take up that space, and make it also easier for other women or like people in general to feel that same feeling that you felt like you're being uninvited to it.
Way.
Exactly. And also like, don't be afraid. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You felt like that space wasn't for you. Like, you can always go back. And life is simpler than this. And we're like all strong and smart women and we can figure things out.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid, be brave. Like if you feel that situation is meant for you, go for it and make it easier for other people to also go into it.
And I also think that we should treat ourselves as we would treat our best friend. So just think that if your best friend, if your best friend tells you that, oh, I'm afraid to step into the room because maybe someone will think that I'm not enough, you would tell them that no, you are more than enough. You would support you. So I think that if we treat ourselves as we would to our best friends, then I think that we would be more decisive, and this decisiveness would lead to our happiness because
said, yes, absolutely. Be kinder to ourselves.
Yeah, be kind.
Be more supportive. Yeah.
I totally agree. And I'm so thankful that you are here with me.
Thank you as
Thank
well.
you so
it was
much.
Such a nice talk. It was like so easy talking to you and it was very like a very pleasant talk, definitely.
For me too. So thank you again so much, Farah.
Yeah.